أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are on التمني in our دروس البلاغة lessons under علم المعاني, and then we are under الإنشاء الطلبي number 4, which is التمني. That is the fourth type of the الإنشاء الطلبي. التمني, as we know, its meaning in Nahu is the same thing. Wish. Yani when you are wishing for something that cannot occur, or something that is impossible, or is hardly possible. Yani something that is far-fetching. Jamil, it is easily understandable. This lesson is not very long, so I wouldn't want to prolong it. Yes, وَأَمَّا التَّمَنِّي, as for التمني فهو طلب شيء محبوب لا يرجى حصوله لكونه مستحيلا أو بعيد الوقوع. Says that as for تمني, أما التمني, as for تمني فهو طلب شيء محبوب, it is you requesting something that is liked, something that is good, something that is beloved or dear to you. You requesting it, but then this thing you are requesting for, لا يرجى حصوله, its occurrence is not hoped for. Yani there is no hope for its occurrence. Basically, it's something that is, let's say, impossible. It is something that is impossible. لكونه مستحيلا أو بعيد الوقوع, for the fact that it is impossible, or مستحيل بمعنى impossible, or بعيد الوقوع, it is far from occurring. Okay, it is far from occurring. Al-wuku' and al-husul, they are both the same thing, yani happening. So let's see examples of you wishing for things that are impossible to occur or far from happening. It says, ألا ليت الشباب يعود يوما. ألا, yani he's just throwing it out. We could say this is part of the tambi. And then ليت الشباب, ليت is the harf that is used for التمني. You remember the إن وأخواتها إن أن كأن لكن ليت لعل. Then we said the later is for tamani, la'alla is for raja. So later is harf tamani. Says, ala later shababa bu ya'udu yawman. How I wish youthful age will come back again. This is a statement of an old man. How I wish youthful age will return one day. فَأُخْبِرَهُ بِمَا فَعَلَ الْمَشِيبُ, so that I would inform the youthful age what old age has done to me, or what old age has done. Mashibu bimana gray hair, the occurrence of gray hair, which refers to old age. So he's old and he's feeling like, oh, I wish my youthful age will come back again, so that I will narrate to it what old age has done to me. Now, later shababa ya'ud yawman la yumkin an ya'ud. It's impossible. So of course that's why later is used here, which is harf al-tamanni. Jamil. Says وَقَوْلُ الْمُعْسِرِ. Al-mu'sir is somebody that is in hardship. Asir yani, somebody that is facing usr. The yusr hasn't come yet. Somebody that is in usr, we say the person is mu'sir. وَقَوْلُ الْمُعْسِرِ لَيْتَ لِي أَلْفَ دِينَارٍ. Says, how I wish I had 1,000 dinar. 1,000 dinar is massive. Massive, very massive, huge money. So look at somebody that is in hardship saying, how I wish I had 1,000 dinars. You know that it's impossible. Yani it's far from occurring. It's not impossible. This is far from occurring. Yani ba'id al-husul or ba'id al-wuku. Jamil. Then he says, وَإِذَا كَانَ الْأَمْرُ مُتَوَقَّعَ الْحُصُولِ. If the matter that you are wishing for is something that you expect it to happen, it is something you know can happen, فَإِنَّ تَرَقُّبَهُ يُسَمَّى تَرَجِّيًا. Then wishing for it or watching it to happen is called taraji, that is hope. So if something is possible, يعني متوقع الحصول, it's expected to happen. It's not far-fetching, it's not impossible. You expect it to happen. Then you watching out for it, yani you seeking for it to occur, is called taraji, yani hoping. وَيُعَبَّرُ عَنْهُ, and it is expressed by asa and la'alla. Asa and la'alla. It says asa an ya'ud al-rajul, asa an tumtir as-sama'. This is something that is possible, that it can happen. La'alla is also used in that same vein. لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا. This is possible, things that is possible to happen. So you use the expressions asa and la'alla for الترجي. And then he says وَلِلتَمَنِّي أَرْبَعُ أَدَوَاتٍ. Tamanni has 4 tools, 4 articles that are used for التمني. What are these 4? It says واحدة أصلية وهي ليت. The only one that is asli in there that really reflects at-tamanni is the later. So later is the only harf at-tamanni that we have. وَثَلَاثٌ غَيْرُ أَصْلِيَّةٍ وَهِيَ, and 3 are not asliya. Yani there are some articles, but they are used to give the meaning of at-tamanni. Jamil. Let's look at them. We have hal, which is for istifham, as we all know. Hal is for istifham, and we've learned the istifham, and we realize that there are certain other meanings that you can bring istifham to mean. So you know that this article hal, it can be used to give the meaning of tamanni, not really a question. Nahu, example, فَهَلْ لَنَا مِنْ شُفَعَاءَ فَيَشْفَعُوا لَنَا. Do we have any intercessors? Intercessors, if that is the plural, somebody to intercede for us, so that they intercede for us. فَهَلْ لَنَا مِنْ شُفَعَاءَ. Do we have any intercessors? فَيَشْفَعُوا لَنَا, so that they intercede for us. I need somebody to stand in for you, for your case. This that they used hal in a matter that is not possible. Yani, you do all your sin you want in this world. Hereafter you are standing before Allah, then you are asking for فَهَلْ لَنَا مِنْ شُفَعَاءَ فَيَشْفَعُوا لَنَا. La yumkin, it's impossible. Jamil. And then we come to law. Law also has its own primary function. Then they will tell you harf imtina in kaza kaza, and then it has its own. I don't want to mix it up here. Now, law, you know, as we use it, law kana kaza la kana kaza, law kaza la kaza. If this was this, this was there. Jamil. But here it is also used for at-tamanni. Look at it. فَلَوْ أَنَّ لَنَا كَرَّةً فَنَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Be paying attention to the fact that we use hal for at-tamanni, and then the jawab that comes for هَلْ لَنَا مِنْ شُفَعَاء, the jawab al-talab here comes mansoob. Jamil. And then you see فَلَوْ أَنَّ لَنَا كَرَّةً, you see the jawab that comes here comes mansoob, فَنَكُونَ. Jamil. Says فَلَوْ أَنَّ لَنَا كَرَّةً, if we had our chance, yani our turn to go back, if you could return, فَنَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, so that will be among the believers. There is no second chance. So basically this is later. It is mustahil. Jamil. And then la'alla, you know, la'alla is harf al-taraji, as we said, but la'alla is used also in places to mean at-tamanni. How do you know? It is used in a place where you know this is impossible. Now, even before this example, we all know in the Quran we have the verse of when death comes, حتى إذا جاء أحدهم الموت قال رب ارجعون لعلي أعمل صالحا فيما تركت. Jamil, as we have it in the verse of the Quran. I don't remember the verse clearly, but you can just punch it and check. Then when they say that حتى إذا جاء أحدهم الموت, when death comes to one of them, قال, the person says رب ارجعوني, oh my Lord, return me, لعلي أعمل صالحا فيما تركت. I will do good in what I've left. But after you die, there is no chance of going back to do any good. So they themselves using لعلي أعمل صالحا, they know it is impossible. So in such a case, لعل is حرف الترجي, alright, but in this case it is تمني. These things are very important when you are looking at the Quran. You don't go with the Nahu, beginner Nahu. You have to mix it up with all these Balāgha. So we look at example. أسر بلقطة هل من يعير جناحه لعلي إلى من قد حويت أطير. This is somebody that is missing his beloved. Somebody that is suffering from nostalgia. The person is so longing after the beloved. And so he says, Asir balaqata. When we say sirb, that is the group. Al-qata is like the wild dove. Wild dove. We say, Asir balaqata. Oh, you cluster of doves, or I don't know the name they give to the group of doves, or you group of doves that are flying, and they are going to a place. Hal man yu'iru janahahu. Would one of you borrow me his feathers? Among you, is there anybody that will borrow me his feathers? Then he says, لَعَلِّي إِلَى مَنْ قَدْ حَوِيتُ أَطِيرُ. Perhaps I could fly to the one that I am in love with. So he's sitting there looking at the birds flying in groups. Then he's like, oh, you flock of birds, is there anyone among you to give me his feathers so that I would also fly like you are doing to my beloved? But this la'alli that he uses, even if they give him the feathers, he cannot fly to the beloved. So la'alli here is, though it's harf raja or harf taraji, but it is used here as tamanni based on the context. And then he says this final qaida, والاستعمال هذه الأدوات في التمني, using these adawat in tamanni, in wishes, ينصب المضارع الواقع في جوابه, the mudari that falls in his jawab, in his response, like say هل لنا من شفعاء, do we have any interceded, فيشفعنا, that is the jawab. فلو أن لنا كرة, if we had another chance, فنكون من المؤمنين, فنكون, that is the jawab. And so he's saying that the fi'l mudari', the mudari' that comes in the jawab of this adawat at tamanni is made mansub. So here you see فيشفعوا, يشفعوا فعل مضارع منصوب وعلامة نصبه حذف النون. Likewise فنكون فعل مضارع منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة, as you can see. Jamil. So that will be all that with at-tamanni. Inshallah, in our next lesson we are looking at an-nida. Jamil. So this brings us to the end of this lesson. Of course, make sure to read Sheikh's Sharh. They are nothing difficult. They are just a teacher's words. So you can easily run through, do well to read all of them, inshallah, before we meet on our next lesson. Till we meet there, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.